Last time on Renaissance City.
The Sable is distraught.
Troubadour, do you have any sedative? Okay, Mr. Sable, here comes the medicine. And I try to zoom it into his mouth.
Well, I guess I could try. I just put the medicine in his mouth.
So, I'm sorry. I don't mean to lose it.
It's time to get these things out of our necks.
Captain X, we gotta try the radiation.
I submit as tribute.
You feel this pinpoint, intense heat on the back of your neck.
Troubadour, do you have a magnifying glass? The strongest you got.
Why are you so angry?
This is a very stressful situation.
You guys are very stressed out that I will not just give you the answer.
It's true.
Yes.
Who do we think made this? Brain bug.
Those XJs.
Initially, we thought it was Dave Bernstein, but...
You think the XJs or the mimics?
I think that they're part of the same organization.
I think the XJs are running shit. And the mimics are beholden to the XJs. And all it really is a computer program. A dispassionate controller of living things.
I don't know why you're struggling to follow it. It's Big John, the cowboy, Jay Fleischman, and Cotton Dearborn. It's not like any of this is brand new as of this moment.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, how are you? Could you just walk down the hall with me? I want to show you something. In one fell swoop, Cotton reaches down and pulls his shirt off of himself and puts it over the mayor's head. Boys, run. Get the hell out of here.
Gonna grab the mayor? Meet you at the rolls! And we're booking. Mayor, I'm your savior right now. Can you be cool long enough for me to tell you a story? If you make too much noise, I'm gonna pull your tongue out. My name is Raymond. I come from a world called Mayheim. ... He's gonna tell him the whole story.
King, you are a sight for sore eyes, my friend.
Cotton is overwhelmed with excitement. As almost a reflex, he grits his teeth and flexes his hands and strains hard to change into him or become king. Cotton clenches his teeth, closes his eyes super tight. Everybody sees the white and the purple, and poof, Push is standing there.
Push? What the hell are you doing here?
As a healer unseen on this world, allow me to spit in your mouth.
I'm done.
First off, I'm going to address that we made a mistake, and in the moment with Chris pulling that wonderfully interesting and out of the blue change and bringing Push into the game, he brought the character he wanted, but he brought the wrong name, and Push is actually Blink. But, you know, that goes back to what I love about this game and what we do is that we are really playing in the moment, and we really are playing this game to find out what happens next. We don't do a lot of pre-planning, and we don't sit and, you know, discuss a lot of things. And when we do, it frustrates Chris. And so, we're just not going to do that. But knowing that we did make a mistake, Push from the previous episode is actually supposed to be Blink. And so we will be referring to him as Blink. Shadow, King, Patricia, and Blink are all in the roles pulling up to Buster's.
Shadow, I think I'm going to
Wait.
Once we get there, I'm going to approach covertly.
Wait.
I don't really know what's going on.
We've got King with us outside of the vet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all left to go to Buster's to try and find George, to try and find Kismet.
Oh, right. Okay.
And both Blink and Patricia said they were on board. And, the last we knew, Spartan was taking the mayor to Buster's. So he changed course to Roy's, but our characters actually don't know that.
Perfect. Okay.
So approaching covertly.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else going to try to do that as well? Or are you just going to let Demon Shade scope it out? King?
I think King's just going to hang back and let Demon Shade check it out.
Okay. Give me that roll.
All right.
Show me them covert dice.
I now have 11 in covert.
Jesus Christ. I thought 10 was the max.
10 is the max unless you have something that allows you to go above the max.
Okay.
I have a specialty which allows me a +1 to my max covert.
Nice.
Whatever I've spent in covert, I get +1. In this case, I've maxed it out, so I get 11.
Wow.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 2 6s. 7 successes.
Great.
7-11.
Are you trying to, it's the front door is still boarded up. Are you trying to sneak up through the window again? Are you just, walking the grounds, checking out the property in general? What are you doing?
I'm planning to go in the regular way, which is scale the wall and through the window.
Okay. You scale the wall, the window, no problem. You get in through the window. It's simple to unlock. There's been some straightening up in the apartment. You silently make your way inside. You do not see or hear George upstairs, but you can tell that he's been here. After a couple of minutes, you hear from downstairs, you hear some chairs being pushed across the floor.
I'll make my way to the stairs, see what's going on downstairs.
Give me a perception.
4, 5, 2 6s. 5 total.
5 total. You can hear, you can hear one person downstairs, not moving quickly, just, it sounds like they're moving some furniture and stuff around the room downstairs. But all you hear is one single person downstairs. If you head that way,
then what?
Are you going to try to do it covertly, or are you going to?
I'm actually gonna do this. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Was that Shadow?
So, King, roll perception.
Oh no.
1 success.
I don't think you can hear Shadow. I think that he's, on the back side of the building inside. You're in the car still. I don't think you could hear him do the signature call of the Power Walkers. But you hear a voice from downstairs, Shadow. Say, Shadow, is that you?
George?
Yeah? Scared the shit out of me.
But you knew it was me, right?
Yeah, nobody else does that.
Shadow will go downstairs to greet George.
What are you doing here?
Is Spartan around?
No, haven't seen him.
You haven't seen Spartan at all?
No, not since you guys busted me out of the sanatorium.
Okay.
Is he supposed to be here?
Well, yeah, we were gonna meet up here for we're close to being able to accomplish exposing all of these people for what they're doing. And we were gonna use Buster's as a waypoint. God, he's not here? That's interesting. Hey, I don't want to impose. We have a few others in the car. Do you think it's safe for us all to come in?
Oh, I don't see why not.
I'm gonna go grab them real quick, but one of the things we were wondering about is if you knew where to find Kismet. So if you could maybe think about that for a second, and I'll be right back with some folks. A couple people you don't know yet, or at least one person you don't know yet. But I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. And he grabs the broom and starts sweeping up some of the debris, some of the broken glass and stuff. Keeps working.
So Shadow goes to the door and just kind of barely peeks outside of it and just motions for the carload to come in.
Spartan drives up in the jalopy. Mayor riding shotgun. Mayor's got a sweet new hat on.
What's he wearing?
What was he wearing? The lanyap.
Put a lanyap on him.
Everybody's about that lanyap. Yeah, the lanyap is hot for this season.
Yeah, it's the top seller, isn't it?
Oh, we can't even make them fast enough. Right.
Yeah, Shimamino really put a good sell on that one.
Yeah, and we got our collars kicked up, so we're in disguise. And we're just going to give everybody a nod and head on in.
Who's this pulling up behind us? These look like some shady characters. Blink. Keep an eye out. Let's watch our backs.
I've seen that. Didn't we? No, we didn't ride in that car. I don't know who that is. And Patricia, you see her. She's sitting there in the back seat with you, King. And two identical copies of Patricia basically just like form out of Patricia and go out both side doors of the back seat of the car to see what's going on with this other car that just pulled up. Spartan, you see the twins walk out the back door of the car and start walking toward you as you pull up. Shade, you also see two copies of Patricia come out the back seat of the car as you are coming out to get everybody and bring them in. What do you do?
And you see our beloved jalopy we've been driving since episode 1.
Hair and ass.
Do I smell sausages?
You absolutely smell sausages.
Oh, that's Raymond. We're good. All right.
Who is Raymond?
Raymond is one of the greatest friends you'll ever have. You just watch his back and he'll watch yours.
Trisha,
Hey.
get in here. Let's not
Get
bring
inside.
attention to ourselves.
Oh, it's just Scarlet Spartan. Yeah, it's just Scarlet Spartan.
Tell him to come too.
Yes, we're all going. Please, go inside.
Oh, okay. And you all make your way inside.
Buster, how are you doing?
Dang! What a sight for sore eyes you are.
Oh, it's good to be back in circulation. I could say the same for you. How have you been? What's going on?
Well, trying to put it back together. Trying to put the pieces back together, my friend. It's a lot. I still don't know where my wife is. I've got some feelers out, hoping that we can locate her. But outside of that, I'm just trying to keep myself busy here, get the place cleaned up.
Listen, tracking is kind of one of my powers. If you have anything that smells like her, let me know. I could see if I could pinpoint her location.
And he turns and looks at you, and his eyes get wide. Takes a deep breath. King, that would be I couldn't thank you enough if that's the case. Yes, I will absolutely get you something that you can hopefully use to do that.
Great. You just let me know.
You just set up a solo episode.
George, have you ever met the mayor of our fine city?
Wait.
Not in person.
Wait. Who are you? Who is this beautiful creature? King. Does he come from your world?
I am Blink.
I am Raymond. We are friends now. I'm gonna give him a big hug.
He returns it in full.
How did you get here?
I am unclear. I was home. I was building a fire. And then I was standing in an underground room, and Typhus was there, and these others. Your friends. Demon Shade. I'm still confused, honestly. But to be in the presence of Typhus again has set me at ease somewhat.
Where is Cotton? Reading medical journals again?
Well, Spartan, you know how when Cotton leaves and King comes and there's that flash and everything that happens?
Right.
This time it was Blink. And so Cotton goes wherever Cotton went, but Blink is here instead.
Wait.
Fascinating.
Astounding.
What it doesn't reassure me with is the thought that I might ever be reunited with Cotton.
Reunited.
Because it feels so good.
I am sorry. I don't mean to butt in. I'm confused. Who is Cotton?
So, Cotton has always been on this planet my counterpart. Either I'm here or Cotton's here, but never before have we been here at the same time until recently.
Is he your kidnapper? Is
No.
he the one that caused all of this?
I think we would maybe call him my alter ego. When Cotton gets excited or perhaps wills me into existence, I pop into his place and fight his battles. When I need to switch back and part ways, much in the same way, I will call Cotton to take my place. This time, Cotton traded places with you somehow.
Wow.
So you're saying that I'm here, but I'm not here.
I think you're here,
You're here now.
but it is possible that you and Cotton might switch places again.
Might switch.
But King, you don't know where you go when you switch with Cotton, right?
No.
Blink, you were on your home world. But King, you sort of have no recollection, right? I mean, just from the time that we spent together. You don't seem to have a recollection of what happens when Cotton takes the place.
It's as if I'm just not awake. Honestly, I don't recall any of that. Though to be honest, I had very rough and weak recollection of my home planet until we were abducted and I had what I thought might be a fever dream. Turns out it was actual memories.
I had a really bad dream the other night too. It was scary. It was like there was something chasing me and it was moving so fast. And no matter which way that I ran or how many of me ran, I couldn't get away from it. And it was scary.
Sorry you went through that, Patricia.
Yeah.
You're safe now.
Mr. Mayor, I see that you seem to be here not under duress. I suspect our colleague filled you in.
I filled him in with everything. He probably knows more than you guys. What do you say, Damas?
It's Doramus, thank you.
Effie.
The stories, they are quite fantastical, but I must admit, I've seen a lot of fantastical things in the last several months, and by all means, I believe that your friend telling me the truth.
You can ask him for any of the details. They'll confirm everything I told you.
George, we plan to lure a particularly powerful mimic who is right now in the skin of Alexander Griffin so that we can expose his true nature to the mayor and validate everything that we believe. But we need as many allies as we can. Do you have any leads on where Kismet might be or where she might have been prior to your detainment? What some of her haunts were?
She's an interesting girl. She would show up here, maybe once or twice a month, check in. She stands out a little bit, and she never really liked that she stood out so much. So you might check the Hooverville. That's definitely a possibility. You might check, gosh, where else would she go? I don't know. If I see her, I'll make sure, if she ends up coming back here, trying to reconnect here, I'll let her know. But I think I think your best bet is to start at the Hooverville.
We need to move on this now. As we have an urgency here. With all due respect to the mayor's time, he can't just wait around for weeks for us to put our plan together.
Blink,
Yes, Raymond.
do you have powers similar to King? Do you fly? Do you have strength?
Yes, these wings allow me to fly. I am not the hand-to-hand combatant warrior that King is, although I'm not incapable, but I can do this. And you see he turns, and there is a piece of broken table leg sitting over on the floor towards the front door. And Blink turns away from you all, and you see these two, I guess what you would call beams, come out of his eyes, and they shatter the table leg into splinters.
Can the beams be the same color as the purple that you see when Cotton does things?
It's the same color as the crystal lines that are in the armor that you know what I mean, in the breastplate and the pauldrons and the gauntlets that Blink is wearing. It's that same purple. And as the beams come out of Blink's eyes, you see the crystal in his armor kind of, just glow for just a split second as the beams come out.
Those beams have saved my life more than once.
Gentlemen, the timeline that you are speaking of, the haste with which we are trying to move, and while I never intended harm to you, Mr. Buster, it appears that my previous mindset may not have been completely correct. And I apologize that your fine establishment here was treated in this way, and I'm unsure how I can make it up to you.
You a dupe, Mayor.
And George just kind of stares him right in the face. Make all the excuses you want for him, Scarlet Spartan. But a bigot's a bigot. Now, those are harsh words, sir. Yeah? Well, your people came in here, threw bags over my head and my wife's head, and stuck us in a fucking sanatorium. Try to hide us away. All right? So you can take your apology and shove it up your ass.
Gentlemen, we need to focus on exposing the wrongs of his administration, things that he may not even be aware of. George, you're gonna get your vindication. I promise you.
Mr. Doremus, excuse me. Mr. Doremus, do you know where his wife is?
I do not. I cannot say that I do know where she is located, but I am more than willing to put some resources toward finding her. It might be difficult, as likely Mr. Griffin was involved in this abduction. It was never my intent for any harm to come to you or your people. I was simply trying to do what I thought best to cut off the avenues for the powered people that were causing so much havoc here in the city of Detroit.
During this political speech that he's given, Shadow has an overwhelming urge to make him want to shut up. And I'm going to roll mind control.
Okay. Give me a roll.
1 success.
Do you say something? Do you...
Now's not the time for talking.
As the mayor, as Effie Doremus is, continuing to give this somewhat kind of apology, it becomes apparent that words are more difficult for him to form. And as I was saying, and it's not like he's choking, but it's like he has a permanent frog in his throat, and he can't seem to get any more words out.
Clearly, we're done talking about this. Put your resources toward it, and promise us, at least with a head nod, if you can't utter the words, promise us that you'll make things right financially for Buster and his wife?
King, I will do what I can.
Now, are we gonna go chasing for Kismet, or is it time to bring Griffith to the light?
Let's go find Kismet first and get some reinforcements.
I think we got a lot of reinforcements if it's just Griffin. Me,
Okay, never mind
you,
then.
Blink, Patricia.
Barton.
I don't know. I'm open to it, but I feel like we got a lot of people.
Blink.
One more wouldn't hurt. He did kick our ass last time.
Now, let's go after him. Let's get him.
Blink tips the scale.
What are we up against?
We are up against a creature that can mimic any power that we have.
When we faced him last, he froze us and floated us around. I mean, he could have crushed us with his powers if that were his will. We were powerless.
What we know about these creatures is that when they're knocked unconscious or when they die, they revert back to their natural form, which is kind of this gray humanoid kind of form. I think what we need is the element of surprise and a quick attack before the mimic realizes that what we're up to.
Typhus. This sounds like Echo and the Arta.
Mm.
It really does. I hadn't connected dots before. What do you think it means?
This is your homeworld nemesis.
The Arta came to our world 22 years ago.
And they have these similar powers.
This sounds as if this is them.
Even better. We will vanquish foes on 2 planets simultaneously. Let's go get this done.
Mayor, what's on Alexander Griffith's calendar?
Well, likely he is at the commission office.
I think we should draw him here where we can plan on our turf. But how do we get him here? That's the question.
I thought we wanted to expose him in front of everybody.
Right now, I would settle exposing him in front of the mayor.
Roger that.
Mayor, can you shoot him an email and see if he's available?
Does anyone have a quill and a pigeon? Perhaps if I tied up a note, you could carry it to his office, King.
It's tied to your leg.
Let's have Patricia take it. I think Patricia's powers can be very surprising. The element of surprise is what we want. I think she can help us with a lot of misdirection.
Can't we just call him on the phone and have him come over here? I mean, if the mayor requests a meeting, won't he come? Or not? If not here, some other ground that we can plan.
Yes. There isn't much left of Buster's. Let's not raise it completely. Mayor, where is some place you would have counsel with him?
Well, typically we would be in my office or his. We do enjoy Bonnie's for breakfast sometimes, although I do not want to put Bonnie or her business in any sort of danger. I do know how systematically you are capable of destroying public property. Please don't take that as a slight, but please do understand that it is a slight.
I could really go for one of those sticky buns, though.
I do have the phone number to his office. If you have a working phone here, we could attempt to call him on the phone. Perhaps we meet him somewhere down at the docks. I could tell him a story about, I'm not sure what, but the thing that concerns me is that he rarely goes anywhere without a contingent of guard units anymore.
Expected.
So thusly, another point why we might need some more help. Did George, did the Mugs leave you any working phones?
Yeah. They didn't cut the lines.
Blink, these guards. They're not human. They're not a living being. They are a machine. Are you familiar with machines? They're like the vehicles outside, but they combat, they fight.
Yes.
They will sometimes look like people.
The Arta created many machines on Iathra.
Where's Captain X?
Shado's gonna pull out his power talker. Captain X, come in. Captain X, come in.
How you turn? Hold on. Give me a second, Shadow. This is.
Hang that up.
Shadow.
Leave that man alone.
Saint Shadow, is that you?
I'm here. Captain X, are you with the Troubadour?
Hold on. I can barely hear you.
Are you with the Troubadour now? Captain X, what are you doing at the vets? We left the vets.
Oh, I was simply trying to follow you guys. I figured that was your next location after us talking about King. I'm not with the Troubadour currently, but I was actually on a 2-prong mission, attempting to converse with the veterinarian here and hoping that he would allow me to use his X-ray machine. We think we might have had a small breakthrough on the brain bug. So
that's fantastic news. We're trying to arrange as much help as we can to go against powerful mimic and expose the mimics and the XJs to the city and to the world.
Shadow, why are you so fearful? You're trying to assemble an army. I'm here, King's here, you're here, and we added Blink.
I'm just trying to get Duke to have to play 8 characters at once.
That's exactly why I asked the question. That's
Yes.
exactly why I asked the question.
I know exactly what you're doing. It'll be way more than 8 because if you make me bring 5 heroes on your side, then that means I'm going to have to bring another 5 heroes on his side, as well as everything else that will be going on. So, yeah, perfect timing.
Oh my God! It's Civil War. Every character ever created.
Street fight.
Raymond, if you feel that way, then I'm with you.
Hey, let's just hit the road. Let's go get this guy.
if you send me your location, I am happy to join you. I've told you before, I owe you my life. I will do anything to make it up to you, with you rescuing me.
Tell them their priority is get the bug out of Sable, and then we'll send Sable the coordinates, and he can get Captain X here at the same time.
Just
Perfect.
yeah, you can just triangulate to this power talker.
Captain X, did you hear us?
Of course. Yes, if I have to get back to the Troubadour to do that, yep. Done.
Did you hear the part where he said, focus on getting the brain bug out of,
Yes, that's my full intention.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll meet you down at the docks.
Roger that. Captain X, over and out.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
10-4, good buddy.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up now.
Peace be
Say hi
with
to
you and
Gryffindor.
your family for 1,000 years.
That's okay. Which button do I push on this thing? Where's the button?
Tell Troubadour we said hi.
Listen, hey, are you still there, Captain X?
You hear it and it goes like you hear the microphone on it like rub, like he put it in his pocket and he's walking away, and he's totally just left it on in his pocket.
Captain X, we're in your pocket.
No response.
All right. Now we're gonna have that annoying background sound the whole rest of the episode.
Hearing this conversation in the background.
Right. He's arguing about abortion or something.
Total boomer move. Just
Right.
can't even work the
Boomer.
power talker.
That's great.
I wanted brown mustard.
That's the conversation he's having. He's just getting a sandwich from the deli. That's his mission.
Duke, we're expecting you to enact this whole conversation.
That's not going to happen.
What? All right. So, I feel like I've said let's go like 34 times. I'm ready to go.
I thought, okay, we're going to have the mayor have Griffin come to the docks and we'll sabotage him there. Okay.
Agreed. Yes.
Maybe we should get there first. Get the lay of the land.
Yes. All right. I'll be in the car.
So you're headed to the docks. Are we calling Alexander Griffin? Or you're just going to...
Let's just assume it's done.
Okay. The call gets made. The mayor puts out the message that he's got something important that he needs to share with Alexander and that he thinks it will be beneficial to their cause, blah, 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 and gets him on the hook to show up down at the docks. Cotton, you find yourself standing. I guess you would call it a patio. There is this ornate metal fire pit with a small fire burning inside of it. Nice, cushy Adirondack chairs, 4 of them kind of pushed up around the edge of the fire. You are under an awning, neatly decorated, dark wood. You appear to be on a back deck kind of area. Very clean. There's a wind chime hanging and lightly tinkling over off to your left. And as you look past the fire, a city unknown to you, it spreads out in the distance. You can see houses around you, almost like you are on a hillside raised up, a multitude, a variety of houses spread out below you. You can hear the din, rumbling of vehicles, and off in the distance on the far side of the city, the thing that catches your attention the most are 3 tall towers, golden, lit up in the night. It is nighttime. 3 gold towers lit up in the night sky.
Is that Trump Tower?
Blow that shit up, Cotton.
So I have no idea where I am.
You have no idea where you are. Out of the shadows, off on the far side of the patio and stepping into the firelight is a young woman. Bronze skin, a mohawk of dark hair, about 3 inches high, flopped over to one side, and she has a tattoo around her eye. Dots. It's the same pattern in the mask of the woman that you see every time you use your telepathy power.
Is her titty hanging out?
It is not. She's wearing, I guess you would describe it as armor, but it is a deep brown. There are these lines through it in kind of a almost like a lightning bolt pattern of this amethyst crystal, and the armor is head to toe. Well, I guess shoulders to toes. Her face is uncovered, but all the way down to gloves, and these veins of this purple amethyst run throughout her entire body, this entire armor suit. Welcome, traveler.
Where am I? What is this place?
This is the home of a friend of yours. I'm sure that you are confused and
Deeply.
nervous, as to be expected, but you are safe.
Which friend of mine? Who are we talking about?
You call him King. His name is Typhus.
This is where King comes from.
Yes, this is King's home. This is home to all of the Stormcrow soldiers.
Amazing. Do you know how I got here?
Please, I cannot. For fear of paradox, I am going to be selective with my words and the information that I provide you. But know that you are a waypoint.
Wow. Mind-blowing. Okay.
I do not know how long you will stay, and I do not know if I will be able to determine that or you. But please, make yourself comfortable, and I will answer any questions that you may have as much as I can.
Well, I am fascinated and intrigued, and there's a lot I would love to learn. I need you to know that King is a part of me, and I will do anything if it helps King or his people. So if there's something I can do to better your situation or your people's situation, you please send me in the right direction. I will be happy to help.
Part of you. Yes, I can understand that. I did not control it, but I have learned how it happened, and I have learned, I think, how to help further it.
Great.
But a great danger is upon your world, and I think that you might be key to stopping it.
Well, if you have any insight, just lead me and I will follow. I'm happy to get this going. I'm aware of the risks, or at least some of the risks in my world. How are things here?
Calamitous. And it's through my own experience and travels. We are not the first. And I don't believe that we will be the last. I'm hopeful, but I am also realistic.
What can I do? If there are battles to be fought and won here, and I'm of any use, I have the ability to sense emotion. I have the ability to move emotion around a little bit. And while I'm not perfect at it, it can come in handy. If you have a way to utilize that skill.
That is kind and generous and thoughtful, and your willingness to help is one of the things that most intrigues me about you, Cotton Dearborn. Your selflessness in the face of danger is admirable.
What's your name?
I have many. You can just call me Star.
Star. What's your relationship to King?
King is a subject and a friend.
Are you the leader of this planet?
I am part of the triad.
Gotcha.
You could consider me a voice for good and for change here in Bright Anchor.
If I've learned anything in Detroit, it's that most voices for good are voices for good in their own mind, but not always voices for good in the outer world. How can I know that you're trustworthy? How can I know that our mission aligns?
I can speak to any number of situations, but actions speak louder than words. I don't know how I can get you to earn my trust. But I also appreciate about you your skepticism and how you refuse to follow blindly. You are an important piece.
Do you have coffee on this planet?
Coffee?
Coffee.
You are looking for something relatable and that you can find comfort in. Yes?
Agreed. Yes. I'm out of sorts.
Understood. Step inside. And she turns to a set of glass doors And as she approaches them, the glass doors open in front of her. And you step into this, I guess what you would assume might be a kitchen. Lots of polished silver, steel cabinets and shelving. And she walks up to a wall, and as she approaches the wall, you see this shimmer of purple kind of go from the bottom of this section of the wall to the top. And at the same time as that shimmer, the veins of that amethyst throughout her armor also flash very lightly. Just a quick flash as that shimmer crosses. You see, I guess you would call it a hologram. It looks like a hologram on the wall of just a face, just a generic man's face. And you hear her speak in a language that you cannot understand. And from the wall opens up, and a small shelf comes out. And there are 2 cups sitting there, both steaming. And she picks up the cups, and she turns and hands one to you. With cream.
Please.
And she sips her drink. Is that close enough for you?
That's amazing. Perfect.
You rush back into this sense memory of the coffee that your mother makes when you visit for dinner. You know, sense memory is very powerful, right? We can, there's a food that you can eat in your life that takes you back to a place. There are smells and flavors of things that can take you to certain memories. And I think that I want you to roll willpower, Cotton.
I have to apologize. As you can imagine, I am grossly underprepared.
It's okay. Do you want an easy online die roller?
I've got the die. What I don't know is how many to roll.
Oh, you don't have your character sheet.
No.
You didn't put any new dice into telepathy, right? Not this time around.
No.
Okay, so I think you were at 8.
All right. I actually found a really cool roller thing. Okay. 2 successes.
2 successes. You feel warm. And you feel relaxed. This is a new experience for me, Cotton Dearborn. Thank you. I'm not sure that I enjoy the bitterness, but if this is something that you Earthlings enjoy, it will be available to you while you're here if you need it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Our culture has found value in bitterness and discordant tastes and experiences as they contrast with the positive ones that we seek as well. I think coffee is one of those examples. I worry about King. Do you have something I can do that might help King? I assume you have something in mind if you brought me here.
I did not bring you here as much as I helped you to unlock something within yourself.
I see. King has been through some things on Earth, and he's in a recovery mode, and I worry about him.
Well, if I know Typhus is resilient. King is resilient. I'm sure he will find a way through.
He is that.
King never gives up. Not unlike you, Cotton Dearborn.
We do seem to share that. Okay. Do you have a plan?
Do I have a plan for you?
Right.
Your choices are your own. I'm just lucky enough that King is still living. I did not send him to you. That was another, in an attempt to continue their takeover here in order to splinter our efforts.
Who was that? Who was responsible for that?
It is a faction known as the Arta. They have made their way to Earth as well. They can take on the shape and abilities of anyone or anything that they see fit.
We've been referring to these as mimics, not knowing really the whole story.
Yes, mimicry is the basis for their ability to subvert and destroy civilizations from within. We are the 41st instance that I have found through my searching. Earth is 42nd.
They deeply piss me off.
As they should.
Any culture worth any amount of my respect has to come original. You can't steal and lie and represent as something else in order to grow what you have. To me, that is disgusting. It lacks integrity in every way. How could we make progress in that battle against them while I'm here? If there's a way that I can help, I will help.
I think that I understand your need to be involved, and I understand your desire to continue the fight. For now, I would say it's better if you relax. Again, I am unsure of your time here.
Right.
King has been gone for many, many cycles.
So when I trade places with King, is he coming here in between? Because we go back and forth daily.
No, we have not seen him. I had expected to come here and have a meeting with the lieutenants, and to find you here was joyous, interesting, but a surprise.
Do all of your people have fur-lined pubis pockets?
No, we, it is not a completely common feature. The ones that I do know of are, as you would know, mammalian in species.
Gotcha.
But we have a variety of species here on Iathra, whereas you Earthlings, at least as you know them, the humans of Earth, all tend to be of one species.
And yet we still can't seem to avoid dividing ourselves and creating factions. It's one of our greatest dysfunctions.
Such is intelligent life.
Right.
Conflict is built into us. Distrust. Those things stem from living in the wild and the evolution of the brain and the brain function out of a constant fear of survival.
True. I'm so glad to have been able to have this opportunity to meet you. King hasn't spoken much about all of this. I'm not sure he remembers it all in the same way. Of course, I haven't had much opportunity to speak to King. Only recently we were split apart. Prior to that, we never spoke at all because only one of us were in existence on Earth at a time.
Only one at a time?
Yeah, I would basically will him into my place, and then I would lose all memory of what happened between. And then when he was done battling or whatever he would be doing, I would pop back into place in his absence. Our paths never crossed until recently. These mimics and their robotic friends, their attendants, basically figured out how to pull us apart, and now we're two individuals. But that's new.
Forgive me, the Arta have... Oh no. Are you saying that the Arta have brought their technological advancements along with them to Earth?
Well, I have not known the relationship of all these things, but there are mimics and there are these mechanical creatures that are incredible that we basically call the XJs. They all seem to have some sort of a serial number name that starts with XJ and ends with a series of numbers. And when we were held captive recently in one of their facilities, there were a few of these XJs in every ward, and they seemed to be able to overpower us. They seemed to be able to be they were unresponsive emotionally, so there was nothing we could do to get a response out of them. They just somehow seemingly overpowered us. And then we managed to escape the facility, but it was almost as if there was no effort made to prevent it.
If the Arta have the XJT protocols, then the danger is more advanced than even I expected.
They do. They certainly do.
Well, Cotton, rest for tonight, if you can. If you'd like, I can provide you something to give you sleep.
I'm good. I'll get rest, and maybe we can devise a game plan in the morning.
Yes, I will need to consult with the Triad around this information.
Let me know.
And she finishes her coffee. She turns back to the wall. The shelf comes out of the wall. She puts her cup on it, and the cup goes back into the cubby that opened out of the out of that wall that was in front of her. She shows you around the place. You meet several other individuals, and she explains your story in brief to them. You meet Push, who is this 6.5 foot tall, bright red, winged birdman. Black tips on the feathers of his wings. Very joyous, kind of boisterous bird person. Is that right? I guess, yeah. In our thought process, person. There's a variety of people living in and around the house. I'm not going to go through all of them just for time's sake. We can delve into them later on.
If you could just give us a sample of all of their voices.
Eventually, yes.
Starting to feel comfortable. I'm willing to rest and wait it out.
Okay, you're shown to a room. Has a decent sized bed in it. It's not barren, but it's very clean, and again, lots of this polished silver metal. You have a broad set of windows that look out onto the city, and as you close the door to the room, you hear a voice.
Welcome. Please make yourself comfortable. If you have needs, simply state them.
All right.
Just going to crawl into bed and try to go to sleep?
That's it. I'm going to lay there, let the coffee course through my veins, and think it out.
Renaissance City is a Prowlers and Paragons actual play produced by TTRP Theater. TTRP Theater is a group of actors, artists, writers, and gamers running a diverse set of games in a diverse set of styles. Thank you to the generosity of our Patreon supporters, Adam, the Vampire Interpreter, Ben Rogers, Chaotic Story, David Hagberg, Emlem Adi, Izzy Skirmish, Jess Rogers, Matthias Olsen, Mr. Cultist, Thea Vick, and T-Dorf67. If you would like to join us as a producer in our little theater, please search TTRP Theater on Patreon. We are at Ren City Pod, RENCITYPOD on Twitter. Don't forget to follow TTRP Theater on Twitter and Instagram. Jazz Abramowitz is Demon Shade. Chris Freedom is Cotton Dearborn and King. Dean Martin Jr. is the Scarlet Spartan. And I am Duke Walter, your Game Master. For all of our content, please visit ttrptheater.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time in Renaissance City.